So there are like different methods of reapportionment. Okay, so the different methods are these. We have direct reapportionment, step down method, reciprocal or repeated distribution. So both are like same name, similar approach, and last one is simultaneous equation method. So these are the different types of methods. We'll do problems in each of these methods and we'll understand it better. So we'll start from this one. It's called as direct reapportionment. So we'll read here. A factory consists of two production cost centers A and B and two service cost centers C and D. The total allocated and apportioned overhead for each is as follows. Okay, so this is the primary overheads that we already calculated in the previous sum. This is what is directly given here. So based upon this, it has been estimated that each service cost center does work for the other cost centers in the following proportion. Okay, so there are some service centers here. Okay, service center is C and D are service centers. So in reapportionment, we have to cancel out these service centers and we have to allocate that their cost to the production department. So C has to be cancelled and allocated to A and B. D will be cancelled and its cost will be allocated to A and B. Okay, and the percentage of service cost center to of C to ABCD and D to ABC are given here. What is the total overhead for production cost center A and B? Okay, so we'll start to work out. Okay, so we'll start from particulars, then we'll have departments A, B and C and D. Okay, A, B are production centers. This is service center, and we will put the overheads. Okay, so he has told that this is the allocated and apportioned overhead, so that would be the primary overhead. So overhead we will mention. So the value comes to 1,85,000, 50,000 and 40,000. So this method is direct reapportionment. So what we do is here, we don't consider that the cost center, the service center that is being like servicing the production centers, okay, that we consider, but we do not consider the other percentage. Okay, we don't consider that percentage. So cost of department C. So this has to be allocated. So how do we allocate? So we allocate using some ratio. Okay, we allocate through a ratio. So what is the ratio? Don't consider the movement from C to D. Okay, so only you have to consider the direct ones. Okay, consider the direct ones. So that is 40 is to 40. So 40 is to 40 is to 0. Okay, I don't like how it works. Once again, 40 is to 40. Okay, so that we have, and so once you consider this amount, okay, this 50,000, so 40 is to 40 would give you a number like this, 50,000, okay, into 40 divided by the total is 80. Okay, total is 80. So again the same thing we do it for here. The 50,000 is divided on 40 divided by 80. Okay, so now we have to allocate the department D cost, D service center. So D service center is how much? Okay, so the D service center is, we consider only the D to A and B. Okay, we do not consider the D to C because C is a cost center. Again, this is going to be 30 to 60. Okay, so we got that. So 40,000. So 40,000 into 30 divided by the total of these two. Okay, that comes to 90. So we'll do it for this department. It is 60. Okay, so this 30 is to 60. So as the cost is moving to these departments, okay, C department will not have no other cost anymore, and D department's cost will also get cut. So now if we add, okay, this is going to be the total overheads, because we don't need to put it as secondary overheads or something, because it's the final overhead. So as is a final overhead, we can just sum this. Okay, so we got the number. This should be service department cost should become 0 and 0. Okay, so that is how it works. Okay, hope you got the idea. So now what we'll do, we'll move on to the next sum. So the next sum, this sum is also a reapportionment sum, where it says the company has 3 production departments and 2 service departments. Their respective expenditures are as follows. So production department is A, B, C, service departments X and Y, and service departments give service in the following manner to various departments. So X gives its service to A, B and C, also to Y. Y gives its service to A, B, C and X. Okay, so we should not, in direct reapportionment, we should not consider the service department's allocation. So X allocation to Y we ignore, and Y's allocation to X we ignore. Okay, so we can start. So we can use a previous table itself, and we can make some adjustments with that. Okay, so we have A, B, C, X and Y. So this is also a production center. So center. So A is 1000, B is 800, C is 600, X is 200, and Y is 400. And what is the cost incurred in department X? We'll take. So once you take that particular department's cost, it becomes minus 200, and this has to be allocated to the other departments. So the other departments ratio would be 20 is to 40 is to 30. Okay, so if you add it, it comes to 60, 90. So 200 into 20 divided by 90. So here it is going to be 40, and here it is going to be 30. Okay, so we have allocated. So let's add and see. Yes, it's coming to 200. So we have done this correct. So the next one is we have to allocate for Y department's cost. So Y is a service center, so that becomes minus 400. We have to allocate. So the allocation percentage would be 40 is to 20 is to 20. So that total comes to 80. So it's going to be 400 into 40 divided by 80. So we got that number 2. So we can now add it. So we got A, B, C and X and Y. X and Y should become 0, 0. Okay, there should not be nothing left. So that would be like added on to these departments. Okay, so this is about the direct reapportionment of a sum. So we'll move on to the next sum. So the next sum is called a step down method. So step down is a new method. So let's see how it works. So a factory consists of two production cost centers A and B and two service cost centers C and D. The total allocated and apportioned overhead is as follows. So it's 1,85,000, 50 and $40,000. It has been estimated that each service center cost does work for the other cost centers, okay, in the following proportions. So you could see here, department C service center gives its service to 3 and department D gives its service only to 2. So what we'll do is we will have the table. So the table is the same as what we did for direct reapportionment. It's the same table, and what we'll do now is we'll do it for accordingly to the we'll do it accordingly to step down method. Okay, see, in step down method, what we first do is we allocate the service center cost, which allocates to many departments. So if you see, C gives its service to 3 departments, but D gives it only to 2. So first cut off C, because see, earlier you have 4 costs, okay, that you cut off to 3 costs, okay, then you cut it off to 2 costs. So first we have to cut off the department C. Okay, so department C would work like this. It would be 40 is to 40 is to 0 is to 20. Okay, so that is going to be the ratio here. Okay, so C would become minus 50,000, and for A it would be 50,000 into 40 divided by 100. Okay, so it is 40 and 40. So 0 is like we are like no allocation is there, and finally for D it is going to be 20. So we have now allocated it. If you see here, now department D has an additional overheads. Okay, they started with earlier with 40 and now they have 10. So totally now 50 you have to allocate it again. Okay, you have to allocate 50. So how do you allocate? That is like in the ratio of 30 is to 60. 30 is to 60. Okay, so this total 50,000 has to go out. So this has to become 0, and here the allocation would be 50,000 into 30 divided by 90. So here it would be 60. So we have allocated it here. Why it is called a step down is, see, for earlier it was 4 departments, okay, then it has become to 2 departments, okay, then it has 3 departments, then it has become to 2 departments. Okay, that's why it's called as a step down method. So we'll do one more sum so that you will understand it much better. So here you see, it's about a company has 3 production departments and 2 service departments. Their respective expenditure are given below. So production department cost is given, service is also given, and the ratio in which they serve. Okay, so X service department gives its service to 20, 40, 30. It's 3 departments, but Y gives its service to 4 departments. Okay, so first which one we have to cut? Already there is 5. 5 has to be cut into 4. So Y has to be allocated first. Then 4 becomes 3. So X has to be allocated thereafter. So we have the sum already done. So we will get the reapportionment sum because it has the same numbers. We'll use the same numbers and we'll work it out. So we shall start. So the first one to go out would be Y, not X. So Y will go out. So Y's value would be 400. That will first go out. And the ratio would be okay, and the ratio would be 40 is to 20 is to 20 is to 20. Okay, so that is going to be 40 is to 20, 40 is to 20 is to 20 is to 20. So that's about the ratio. So let's see here. So 400, we need 40%, 40 divided by the total number. So the total comes to 100, and now we will multiply it. So for B it is 20, for C and X it is 80. Okay, so we have got for cost of Y we have split. Now we have to split the department X cost. Department X, if you look, it is 20 is to 40 is to 30. Okay, so 20 is to 40 is to 30. So Y is gone, that becomes 0, but X is not 200, it's 280, because we have allocated some part of the Y also. So 280 into 20 divided by 20 plus 40, 60, 60 plus 30, 90. So 90 is the multiplication number. So here it is going to be 40. So here it is going to be 30. So done. So now we will we have to remove the X cost, that is 280, we have to remove, and the sum would be the total of all these. So again X and Y has to become 0. So these numbers, okay, these numbers will get added. Okay, so the service department cost is now has to be borne by the production department centers. Okay, so that's again about the step down reapportionment. Okay, so now we'll move on to the next method. So the next method is called as reciprocal or repeated distribution method. So that is the method's name. So again it's the same problem. Okay, a factory consists of two production cost centers A and B and two service cost centers C and D. The total allocated and apportioned overhead for each is as follows: 1,85,000, 50,000, 40,000, and the percentage in which they are allocated is C gives its service like this and D gives its service like this. Okay, they're asking what is the total overhead production cost center of A and B, and the method that we have to use is the uh, reciprocal service method or repeated distribution method. So we have already worked out a similar sum here. We will take that, and so the sum starts in a similar manner, because it's not like a step down approach where we have to select like C or D which service center to allocate first. It's nothing like that, because we have to either way we have to allocate it, okay, again and again, because first we can take the department C, then we can take department D. Okay, we can take like that and we can work out. So department C is this ratio, department D ratio also we'll type and keep 30 is to 60 is to 10 is to 0. So that also we have kept. So first we will allocate it. So here the allocation would be, the amount would be C amount is 50,000, right? So we'll take it as 50,000 into 40 divided by 100. If you add 40 plus 40, 80, 80 plus 20, 100. So this is the number that it comes to. We'll do it for B. B is also again 20,000. C will become a minus 50,000 because it is the one which is like giving its cost to other departments. And for D, this would be 20. Okay, so we got these amount. Now the problem would be like this becomes 0. Okay, but for department D, now we have a total. Okay, the total you have to you have to take. So the total is 50. 50 you have to allocate. Okay, you have to allocate the 50. So before allocating it, we can better total it. We can total it so that it's quite easy for us to work out. So this is 1,20,000. Okay, so department D is not anymore 40, it has become to 50. So now you have to remove the 50. Okay, you have to remove the 50, and we can also work out the total again. So the total comes to 0. Okay, this has come to 0, this also is 0. So let's now work out. So if you put 50,000 into 30 divided by 100, done. Now again it's going to be for 60. But department D gives it to C. Okay, and the percentage is 10. So now if you see, here, A, B are production department, so their cost is that. C was earlier 0, but now because of the allocation from D, it has become now 5,000, and D has become 0. Now the problem is why it is called as reciprocal or repeated distribution is you have now the C cost. So C cost again have to be split. That is why it is called as repeated distribution. Okay, so C cost is now how much? 5,000. So this 5,000 has to be split. Okay, and how do you split it? You have to work out in the similar way. That is the uniqueness of this problem. Okay, so now you have how much? You have 5,000 that has to be split, right? How do you split it? 40 is to 40 is to 20. So 5,000 is split into 40 is to 40 is to 20. So this is how the 20 got split. Now the sum is over, but the problem is now A has full amount, B has full amount, C is 0, but D you have some more amount. Now D you have to split. So you got the problem here. It's called repeated because it is a never-ending item. You have to again do for D. If you're doing through paper, at least it is. If you do it through Excel, it is tough. Okay, but if you do it through paper, it's going to be a huge work of calculation only here. Okay, so how much do you allocate? You have to allocate 1,000 in the ratio of 30 is to 60 is to 10. So 30 means this will become 300, this will become 600, this will become 100, this will become minus 1,000. So is the sum over? No, again you have a 100. Unless this number comes to double digit, you have to keep on doing the sum. Okay, so department D you have done. So again you have to do it for department C. Okay, so let's see how it works. So 100 has to be allocated, and 100 if you want to allocate, it would become 40, 40, 0 here and 20. So once you allocate, you got the numbers. So this is a final number. Okay, you can end with this because 20 is like very small number or negligible number. You can stop till here. Okay, you can stop at this point. So I think you can remove, you can put 0 also for this. That won't be much of a problem. So this is your final tally of the repeated distribution numbers. So this would be the total overheads. So we can put this and we can finish the sum. So that's about the repeated distribution method. So we'll do one more sum in this method so that you get another idea like how it works. So this sum we'll take from here. So we'll start from here. So first we have to cancel out department X, then we have to do for Y. So we'll start from X. So as we start from X, we will put a 200 minus there. So 200 has to be split on this ratio. 20 is to 40 is to 30 is to 10. When you add, it comes to 60, 90, 100. So we'll start. So for A, it would be 40. For B, it would be 80. For C, it would be 60. And for Y, it would be 20. Okay. So now, effectively, this has become 0. Okay, X has become 0, but Y is 420. So okay, done. So we'll just put it as total. We'll bold it. So that's about X department being split. Now we have to split the department Y. So department Y has minus 420 as its number. So that has to be split. So 420 will be split in the ratio of, so department X is over. So we'll do it at least 2 times more. Okay. So again, we'll take department X and we'll split it. So X is now 84. So 84 has to be removed. And to remove it, it is going to be 84 into 20 divided by 100. So done. So finally it has become 8.4. So if you want, you can close it up to here by getting the total, because it has come to a single digit. We don't need to again add it. Okay, so we can take it as 0 for the last one and we can finish it off. So that's about the overheads here. So both X and Y have been effectively cancelled out, and the only thing now remaining is the production centers. Okay, so that's about reciprocal service method or repeated distribution method. So we'll now move on to a new method. So this new method is called as simultaneous equation method, and we use equation, we create equation and we try to solve it. When we solve it, we will get an answer which is similar to the repeated distribution method. Okay, an answer which is like very similar to repeated distribution method. So we'll start here. So this is the sum, I think. No, this is x and y, a, b, c, x, y. So we'll start the sum. So we'll start with the working notes. So working notes is going to be the lengthiest part here. So we'll start. So if we work out here, the question is like similar to what we had earlier. We had again AB as production department, C and D are service departments, and C, which is a service department, gives its service to A, B, and D, and D gives its service to A, B, and C. Okay, so they are like simultaneously they are giving service to each other. So we could better solve this through an equation. So creating the equation is the most toughest thing, but once we create an equation, then the sum becomes like quite straightforward. So we'll start here. See, we'll start from department C. Department C, if you take, what's the total cost incurred by department C? It is 50,000. It's straightforward. Is there any other cost incurred by additionally by C? The answer is yes. We incur a cost from D, okay, but not the entire 40,000, a percentage of 40,000. So how much we are getting the service of D? It is not this number. See, we are getting the service from D. Okay, we are getting the C department gets its service from D. How much percentage of D's cost? C is using 10%. So we can put it as 10%. 10% of D. So we could put it like that. And we can also create another equation. We can create another equation where D cost we can try to find out. D's cost is this full 40,000 plus it is also incurring some cost from C department. How much? See, the C department is giving its service to 40 is to 40 is to 20. So D department is using 20% of C department's cost. So that is going to be 20% of C department's cost. So you have now two equations. We will try to simplify this. So if you simplify, it comes to like this. So 10% of D can be represented as 0.1 D, and this could be represented as 0.2 C. Okay, we could represent like this. So now we can start to solve the equation. The equation could be simply solved in this manner. See here, this we will take it as equation 1, and this we will take it as equation 2. We can work out in that manner. So this is 1 and 2. We'll take equation number 1, and what we'll do is we'll substitute. Okay, substitute equation, okay, equation 2 in 1. Okay, so we'll take this second equation and we'll put it in the 1. So how do we put that? So D can also be represented as like this. Right, you can also represent it like this. Now if you want to solve, okay, we can solve like this. C equals 50,000 plus 0.1 into 40,000 if you put, okay, into, because the 0.1 is for both these numbers, so this will become automatically to 4,000. Okay, 0.1 into 0.2, that becomes 0.02 of C. So if it's multiplied, this number will not exist anymore. Okay, so this number is gone. So you can remove the brackets now, so that it's like quite easy and visible for us to solve. We can solve now. If we solve now, the 50 plus 4,000 will become 54,000. And the 0.02 would go to the opposite side. And will become a minus number. It will become like this. So when we solve C minus 0.0C, it becomes 1 minus 0.2. So that becomes 0.98, okay, of C, which is equals to 54,000. Now if you solve C answer, you will get. So what is that number? 54,000 divided by 0.98. So that again solved by okay. So C refers to 55,102. Now what you can do is you can substitute this C value in equation 2. Okay. So equation 2 we have it here. So C value we know, okay, we know the C value, which is 55,102. 55,102. So D value would become 11020. Okay. So we'll take that. So now we'll solve. When we solve, that becomes 51. Okay. So D value we know and C value we know. So both values we fully know. Okay. We fully know those values. So now we just have to allocate C value and D value to the other departments. Okay. So so we know what is the C value. C value is not 50,000 and D value is not this. It is going to be 55,102 and 51,020. Okay. So this will split on the basis of the ratio here. The ratio is 40 is to 40 is to 0 is to 20. And again this ratio is going to be 30 is to 60 is to 10 is to 0. So let's start. So we'll multiply now. So 55,102 into 40 divided by 100. Again it's going to be 40 by 100. Okay, so this number is also going to be same. And for D department, so once you allocate like this, okay, once you allocate, the number will be eradicated. Okay, the number will be eradicated. Let's check for this. It is 51,020 into 30 by 100. So again it's going to be 60 by 100 here. So we got the answers. So this answer, okay, the answer which you got here, so we can compare this answer will be very similar to the repeated distribution method answer here. So let's see the answer whether they are like same. See, here it is 1,37,340. Here it is 1,37,346. So only like 2-3 rupees difference. And here it is 1,37,640. It is 1,37,52. Okay. So these answers are correct. Now the question is, when you add both these numbers, it is not getting tallied. Okay, it comes to only 44,000. So what about the balance amount? See, the balance amount is like split each to each other on reciprocal basis. So you don't need to worry about that. You can just nullify this number. So if you nullify this number, it has to go to 0. Okay. So that's about this sum. We'll do one more sum in reciprocal method. Sorry, in equation method, we'll do one more sum. So we'll start here. To work out this, again we have to create the equation. So we'll create the equation number 1. So first we'll start with X department. So X has a cost of 200 plus it also gets the service from other department. So this is the X giving service to other departments. This is Y giving service to A, B, C and X. So X is receiving 20% of Y. Okay. And in a similar manner, Y is total cost is 400 plus it also receives from X 10% of service. Okay, so we got two numbers here. We will have to simplify it. So if we simplify, this will become 0.2 and this will become 0.1. Okay, so now we can start to work. So we'll take this as equation number 1 and we'll take this as equation number 2. So we'll start, we'll take this. Okay, so Y could be again represented through this formula. So Y could be represented like this. So we can solve it like this. 0.2 into 400 will become 80. 0.2 into 0.1 will become 0.02. So 0.2 has been multiplied. Okay, and it becomes to this number. So this number, if you see, we can remove the bracket, so it is like quite easy for us to note. So 200 plus 200 plus 80 will become 280 and 0.2 would be there, and this 0.2 can go to the opposite side and will become will become like this, and now x minus 0.2 will become 0.98x, which is equal to 280. And now if you solve, x will become a number. What is that number? It will be 280 divided by 0.98, which would be 285.7. okay, 285.7. so that's about the value. So this value could be substituted in this equation because we can get the answer very easily. So here we can substitute it as 285.7, and the value would become like this, 28.5 it will come to, and finally the value would be 428.5. so that's the value of y. So both these numbers you could now substitute here because they have been reciprocal. So it is 285 and 428. So you can get those numbers and you can allocate it in this ratio. So it is 285 into 20 divided by 100. Again it's going to be 40, 30 minus 285. Here it would be 10. So sorry, this 10 will not come. Okay, it's already like added, no? So that will not come. So this is gone. So now this is going to be 428. So this is out of the picture. So the value would be 428 into 40 divided by 100. Okay, so we got the three numbers here. These numbers will be very similar to the repeated distribution sum which we did. It is here. So let's check. So here we got 1224. Here we got 1228. Here it is 1998. Here it is 1000. Here it is 769. Here it is 771. Why is the difference here? Because we rounded off this 8. Okay, we should have like again substituted that 8. If we do it, we would have got the exact answer. So which one will give you the exact answer? Both will give you the exact answer. Repeated distribution method and simultaneous will give you the same answer. But for repeated distribution, you have to go till the single number. Okay, till the single number, you have to keep on doing the repeated distribution method. For simultaneous method, it directly gives you the answer. Okay, so that's about this sum. And usually simultaneous equation methods are like very important. So ensure that you understand this problem.